Okay, so once you've installed WordPress, you now have access to your dashboard, your WordPress dashboard. And the link to that dashboard is going to be given to you, provided once you after you've done the installation. And how to get to your dashboard is basically your URL of your website, your .com, and then you add /wp-admin to the URL, and that'll take you to your login. Use the WordPress username and password that you use when you install WordPress. So now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the dashboard of your WordPress dashboard. When you first log in, you're going to see your welcome to WordPress. It's going to give you the version, and it's going to give you some other information about the WordPress, about the install. So there's nothing here for site health quite yet. There's no quick draft. There's not a lot of information at the moment. There is a WordPress events, any news. You can delete these items. So you can like dismiss here. You can go to screen options and you can remove all of this stuff from here. So then it'll be basically empty. You can add welcome back if you want. Okay, so the first thing I want to go over is your options, your menu on the left-hand side. And the first thing we're going to talk about is posts. Posts is basically your blog. If you created a blog, if you set up a blog, this is where you'll add new posts. You'll be able to view all your posts. You'll create categories and tags. The second one is media. The media is the where all of your files, such as your images, your videos, anything media, will be uploaded into this section while you're creating your website. Pages. Pages is what you are the pages that you use or create that make up your website. So originally, I mean, right now, you have the privacy policy, sample page. This is what is created by default when you install WordPress. But of course, with your website, the first page you want to create is your home page. So then you'll create a home page here by clicking Add New. And just call it Home. And you can just save draft for now. And to get back, you just click Visit View Pages, and now you see Home is in draft status. It is now part of the pages. And in another tutorial, I go over how to actually build that home page and all the other pages. The next one is going to be comments. Comments is where, if you had a blog, this is where all of your comments will be stored. When someone makes a comment on your blog, this is where that will be stored. Appearance is where you customize, where you choose a theme. Right now, the active theme is 2023, and that is the theme that is created once you do the WordPress install. But there are other themes that you can add. There's 2021, 2022. To activate those things, you just click on Activate. But then you can also add a new theme. You can choose from popular, latest, block themes, favorites, etc. Or you can upload a theme. Say if you purchased a theme, downloaded a theme from one of the theme websites. And we'll go over in another video how to choose a theme. And then here's the editor. The editor, once you install your theme, this is going to look totally different. Once you select your theme, if you choose a different theme, I should say, this is what it looks like. Your navigation, this is how you set up your menu, your styles, your global styles, templates, pages, patterns. Okay, we'll go over that Okay. And then we have plugins. Plugins add additional functionality to your website. And in another video, I'll go over a few plugins that I use. Plugins can be free or they can be paid plugins. And typically, I've only really used, I use several paid versions because it gives you more added features, added functionality. And we'll go over that again. But by default, these are the plugins that are installed by default. And if you recall in one of my earlier videos, I chose Loginizer, Speedy Cache, and Backuply as the plugins to install to add during the WordPress install. And you can add new plugins, as I mentioned. Here are some that come up, but then you can also search for plugins. Okay. Users, this is where you create users. By default, when I installed WordPress, this was a username. This was a user that I created for my install, and I am the administrator. You can create new users and give them different roles. And that gives them certain access and or restrictions to WordPress, to the dashboard. Okay, so tools. Tools is just a list of tools that are installed when you install WordPress. So a list of the available tools, categories and tags converters. There's an import if you want to import from if you want to import a blog from other blog platforms. Then export, you can export your pages, posts, and media into a file, and then you can download it. And typically you may use that if you're moving from one WordPress platform, one WordPress install to another WordPress install. And then we have site health. It just tells you the site health status. And these other items, personal thing, I rarely use any, I don't use any of these. Go back. Okay. Theme file editor. Unless you know how to, unless familiar with coding, then I would not touch the theme file editor. Okay. And then here we have settings. Settings is where you configure a lot of your defaults, for example. So for general, you can actually rename your blog. Right now it's called My Blog, and I can rename it to, and as you can see, as I'm typing, it changes it at the top as well. Okay, then you can do a tagline, let's say copy and paste. This is this is a WordPress URL. This is a site address. They're usually the same. And then we have your admin email address. When you register someone, you can say their default role will be subscriber and so forth. You can save changes. Okay, then writing is how you configure your default post category. Right now we don't have any categories, just categorize, as well as the default post format. And we'll get into that later. This is the default mail server, login and password. Okay. Reading is how you where you set up your homepage. So if it's a blog website, you may just want to have your latest post as your homepage. But if it's just a website for like e-commerce or for service-based website where it's for your business, then you want to set it to a static page, and the home page would be whatever home page you have created already. Blog pages show at most 10 posts and so forth. You save those changes. Discussion is where you configure your blog post settings. Okay, so we're not going to really get into that, but this is where you would configure those settings here. Media is where you can set your default image sizes, such as thumbnail size. I typically don't touch these, but you can change it as you see fit. And now permalinks is basically the permalink structure. So your URL structure of your website pages as well as your posts. I typically use post name. So basically it would have the URL and then you add the name of the page. So for example, if it's home, it would say home here. If it was services, it would say services here. Okay. And then privacy is where you create your privacy policy. You can create one. They have already created one for you. You can modify it. You can say use this policy, or you can use a different policy that you create on your own. And that's it. And as you can see, these are the plugins that were installed when we installed WordPress. Okay, so I hope this helps someone. If you like this, subscribe to my channel for more.